Don't walk into rooms expecting a seat at the table, period. Walk into rooms knowing that you are going to build your own table. Nothing was ever handed to me. And it has been an upward battle. And what a lot of people see is they see you grow to 20,000 agents. They see all the highlighted reels and all the success and all the amazing things. But what they didn't see was learning how to be grounded and emotionally regulate.
Welcome to the Posner Property Perspective. I'm so excited today because we have Camryn here. And Camryn and I met 3 years ago when I joined eXp, and I went to a Win event and I knew no one, and Camryn was warm and welcoming and really made me feel like I was part of this new family. And I'm excited now. We can talk about Camryn's growth within the company because that's been amazing to watch in the last 3 years. And we're going to start with Camryn, your journey to eXp. How did you get into real estate after your military career?
I
Thank you for your time.
was, Thank you for having me, by the way. I am super excited for the conversation. So I came in, like you said, I was in the military, came in military at 18, got out at 21. I was married at the time and I didn't want to move back home with my mom. I was very autonomous. So I decided that I wanted to jump into something that I had full control over, right? Military is very different where they govern your growth. They put the place the ceiling on like what your potential is. And I didn't like that. And so when I got out, I knew that I wanted a blank canvas where I got to create my future. And so that's where I dove into real estate and I quit, got out of the military, was married, got into real estate at 21. As soon as I got my license at 22, I was going through a divorce. So coming into this business as an entrepreneur at 21 with no sphere of influence in a state that I wasn't from, going through a divorce simultaneously and hadn't had an income in 8 months, I felt like I had burned every other avenue to succeed. I had burned every other way to move forward. So I knew that real estate was the only answer at this point because I had nothing else. And so I got in, I put my whole heart into it, found eXp because eXp was technology forward, it was agent centric, and it was the only model that I felt was aligned with the financial opportunities I was looking for. I was looking for financial freedom. I was looking for multiple streams of income. And so that's where I found eXp. And so first year of real estate, put my whole heart into that, made six figures, bought my first house, got over my divorce, and it was doing great on paper. But during that whole time, I was still in this underdog narrative where I was I was shrinking myself to this narrative of that, like I was post divorce, like giving that more airtime than it needed to, and leveraging this whole like rags to riches. A lot of us see it, right? Like they have these trials and tribulations that they go through, and like you're like, oh, I'm out on the other side, and you can make it too, which was great on paper. But no one ever taught me how to emotionally regulate and heal that part of myself. So while I was successful on paper, I was still internally grieving my old identity, grieving my old life. It was almost like I mentally hadn't caught up to the external success. And so
Mhm.
what that taught me at 22 was that money wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for something else. I was looking for legacy. I was looking to make a difference. I was looking to connect with people. And I was really good at building relationships. So that's when I pivoted to OneEXP. I found this organization called OneEXP and I thought it was fantastic. I was like, oh, I've been looking for community because OneEXP is our community infrastructure. Joined the Pride Network because I was like, okay, I'm in Oklahoma. There's no one that looks like me in Oklahoma. So I started to create the space for it, put my whole heart into that. That had no monetary draw. So that grew from 900 agents to over 20,000 agents in 12 months. And
Wow.
that's where I found my power in my story. It wasn't crossing six figures at 21. It was at 23, 24, realizing that money wasn't what was going to make money was the tool. Money was the amplifier of the essence of who I already was. I needed legacy. I needed purpose. I needed community. And so growing that organization is where I found me. right? And so that's how I found myself here today, manager of One EXP. And now I get to help other people create the same difference that this company had created for me.
So you've mentioned One EXP several times,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't know what is One EXP. How is it forming those communities? Let's see if we can educate people about that.
Yeah, One EXP is our community infrastructure. It's the heartbeat of culture at EXP. It's where agents find their people. They turn belonging into real business outcomes, connection into currency, culture into closings. So, one of the fundamental things that we understand at EXP is that culture is not just done at a macro level where most companies stop at macro. We have a macro culture, but One EXP is our micro cultures that are built for agents by agents that represent different parts of culture, whether it's Women's Impact Network, Middle East, Young Professionals, Latino Network, Military Network. There's 16 different resource groups that all work together through synergy and intersectionality as one referral network, right? But also, two, One EXP is a community that we're going to give you the tools, the systems, the relationships, the resources, and leadership development, not just to grow as an agent at EXP, but to grow as a leader across the industry. Because one of the things that we understand with microcultures is that when agents belong, they don't just feel better. These are not just some feel good spaces or check boxes. We understand that when agents feel better, that their relationships flourish, that their confidence grows, that their bottom line, that their net happiness grows. Like everything changes when the agent stops building alone. Like belonging is the foundation and basis to retention, is the basis to agent production, is the basis to agent attraction. If you're looking to build a team, if you're looking to build a legacy, if you're looking to be happy, just happy, you have to have a place where you belong, because it's safe to say that every single leader, every single person in this industry has questioned whether there was a space for them. So One EXP is the basis, it is the nucleus of where we turn that belonging into real business outcomes.
Which is one of the, I mean, that's how we met, was through WIN, which is the Women's Impact Network. And it gave us the opportunity to meet people who have similar values, culture, who are trying to help other people get to their goal. Because we all realize that financial security is through real estate. Owning your own home, you know you have a place to put your head at night and you're taking care of your family. And having a community around you that can support that and help you get there and help others is what it's all about. And it's all about the people you surround yourself with. And I think that's what's so important about EXP. And how have you taken EXP1 to the level it's at now? Like, how many agents are involved with EXP1?
We have 50,000 agents now that are amongst the 16 different resource groups. We're in over 20 countries. It's incredible. One of the largest divisions, aside from eXp Realty itself, One EXP is one of the largest divisions that we have. And one of the things that is phenomenal with eXp, One EXP, is that we've perfected the economic flywheel. We understand that diversity isn't just like a feel good initiative. Diversity is an economic advantage, because when you have more vantage points at your table, you ultimately have more market share in the markets that you serve. Because I'm not saying, hey, you deserve a seat at the table because just because you're Latino, just because you're gay, or just because you're Hispanic, like whatever it is, you deserve a seat at the table because the data that we show that proves that it would be a severe disadvantage not to serve these communities. Latino, for example, 2025, Latinos attributed for 100% of home ownership growth last year. That was 41 net new homeowners. It was, I think it was like 139% increase of growth over the last year, the largest demographic that's buying homes. They're driving household formation because they're having kids younger. They're having more kids than the average American citizen, right? Then there's also, like, if you took Latinos' economic contribution in the United States, is just over $4.5 trillion. If you were to take our Latino community in the United States and compare them to economies across the world, they would make up the fifth largest economy in the United States. You mean to tell me that it wouldn't be a detriment not to serve the overwhelming majority that's buying houses? It's the same thing for gay people. Gay people also contribute for trillions of dollars. Like, they're economically contributing to our economy and how the world goes round. And so, like, our basis isn't diversity for the sake of diversity. It is diversity for the sake of community belonging, business advantage, and that, like, ultimately we are propelling our people and positioning them to be ahead of the market for the next decade with the advancement of technology, with the advancement of AI, and all this incredible equipment that we're harnessing and leveraging. That human connection is going to be the first and foremost thing that is going to be your differentiator in the next decade. And this one EXP, creating these spaces, creating these different vantage points, and building the tables for people to come and contribute, and creating that economic flywheel. And by the way, for years I called that reciprocity. I didn't know it was called an economic flywheel. And what I mean by that is every agent, what they put into one EXP, the amount of agents and lives that they change is what comes back for them. I realized that my success, anyone's success, is directly proportional to their ability to problem solve, to impact, to cultivate relationships, and to propel them forward. Plug in the job or title, but like, that is the grounding foundation and basis for
Camryn, I love your energy. Oh my
it.
God. You are just putting it all out there, and it's what we're all about. And I wish people have a tendency to think of EXP, oh, you guys are all virtual and everything's online. And I'm like, no, we have this amazing community, and we are there, and we have these relationships, and we're going to promote it not only for our agents, but for the people we serve. We're here as I consider us problem solvers, and we're here to serve our clients. Having a home is the most important thing. Part of my life I spent in the bridal industry. I owned a store for 25 years, a bridal salon, and I used to say, yes to the dress. Now I say yes to the address, but it's putting people in their homes and helping them have their financial security. And it's so important for us in real estate to have that community and the people we surround ourselves with. And it's your energy. And with Leo and Glenn at our helm, we're just going full forward. And I think there's so many great opportunities to get involved in EXP with all the different communities we offer. And I hope as this podcast gets out there, we're able to attract people to EXP1 so that they can see all the different opportunities they have. Is there anything else you wanted to add as we're summing up?
Yeah, I would say just anyone who's listening here today, and especially the women, one of the big things that is top of mind and that I'm talking about right now is building your own table. You will see an overwhelming majority, I think it's over 65% of the demographics that are in real estate are women. But if you look at those that are holding executive seats, it's majority men. There is a big difference. There's a big gap still for women in real estate. As a woman myself, navigating this space, especially, I've just turned 26 last week. One of the biggest things that I've taken away is, and what you take away from this too, is that don't walk into rooms expecting a seat at the table, period. Walk into rooms knowing that you are going to build your own table. Nothing was ever handed to me. And it has been an upward battle. And what a lot of people see is they see you grow to 20,000 agents. They see all like the highlighted reels and all the success and all the amazing things. But what they didn't see was learning how to be grounded and emotionally regulate. Like the heart problems I had at 24, eating right. I wasn't drinking enough water. And just don't forget to take care of you. And what you see online isn't always true. And as a woman, like, build your own damn table, right? And authenticity is your highest form of currency, but don't confuse authenticity with emotional dumping. Authenticity is being able to be clear, regulated, and being emotionally grounded in chaos. It's being able to speak the truth without emotional baggage, right? I tell people authenticity all the time, like, do it, but like, don't confuse that with there's regulated authenticity, right? When you are finally yourself, you will show up differently in rooms and you'll stop chasing and start attracting. And if you really want your life to change, take one eXp, for example. Like if you really want your life to change, find someone that needs it more and give, because it will come back in ways far exponentially greater than you could have ever imagined, right? One, and then also, whatever it is, the next step in your business, in your career, in the season of life that you're in, don't be scared to do the thing. There has never been an opportunity that I've taken where I was fully prepared for it. Even to this day, I say yes, I shoot from the hip, and I figure it out along the way. Because I promise you, action is better than inaction. And it even comes from social media too. For people, like I used to think that the opposite of good was bad. Like when I post on social media, I thought like, the opposite of good was bad. Either it was a good post or a bad post, or like it was a good reaction or a bad reaction. What I've learned is that the opposite of good or bad is indifferent. If you are posting and you're succeeding or you're not, whatever it is, if you are drawing emotion, good emotion or bad emotion, that is a good thing. The worst thing you could do is make someone feel nothing. So if you're in a season of your life where you're succeeding, or you're not getting the support, if you're in a season of life where you're feeling lonely, like understand that is part of it, right? And the fact that you're even drawing an emotion from them is a channel of energy that you can transmute into something that is transformational. And then, yeah, and we would love to connect with you. So my final piece of advice would then be also connect with us. So if you love the energy and if you want to plug in and you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, and you're looking to create legacy and you're looking to create impact, this is where we're doing it. I put my whole heart into this. Like I put everything on the line for my community and these people. And all I want in return is to see our people, to see this community, to see this industry succeed and redefine what culture looks like, and defy all the stigmatisms around diversity, and really make this a safe space for everybody.
Camryn, it has been great being with you here today. All our information is going to be below. We would love to talk to you about eXp and where your future could be heading. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you soon, as I always say, at the closing table.
At the closing table. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the Posner Property Perspective. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it helpful as you navigate your real estate journey. Remember, whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring the market, I'm here to help to make the process smooth, exciting, and stress-free. Let's take the next step together. Contact me today. I'd love to hear from you and make your real estate wishes come true.